I have a couple questions. So, my primary e-commerce store, the fitness tracker one, uh, sure, that's not what this is. This is a different one. But basically, I got a bad batch of fitness trackers. This is just kind of a business advice question. I know this is a little different, but it has to do with the Facebook page. So basically, my page got banned from advertising. We got a bad batch of fitness trackers in. I didn't know until after I sold a couple hundred of them real quick, and the bad reviews came in so quickly over the period of like a week, maybe 2 weeks tops, and it just completely plummeted our score on our page. They banned the page. They said that I can't create any duplicate pages because it's circumventing the system. So, but customer support did say that they said one way around it is to create a page under a different name and just brand it differently. Do you have any advice with that type of situation? Have you had any clients or yourself get any Facebook pages banned from advertising and figuring out a way to bounce back from that?
Yeah, it's a lot of damage control, but usually at a small scale for a small brand. Pretty much exactly the advice I gave you is like you just got to relaunch underneath a different brand because like the damage control, the cost of it versus the upside of it, if you plan on making this a huge brand, then it's worth it. But if not, then you just need to, switch names and continue under a different thing and just make sure it doesn't happen again with your supplier.
So just transfer the pixel over to
you just create a new Facebook page name and that's all.
And that's it, huh?
You just new page, just start posting, different name, different logo, and then you're good to go.
Gotcha. Okay. So what are your thoughts on, I saw a YouTube video that suggested to avoid reviews altogether, which I don't know, it's a little sketchy, but basically making a community page, getting it approved to not have any customer feedback, and then running conversions on it afterwards. Have you ever seen anybody do that?
Repeat that exactly.
So the video suggested to avoid customer feedback altogether, to make a community page, get it approved to not have customer feedback. So I did do that, and then basically start running conversion ads off of it from that page. I haven't started doing that part of it yet, but have you seen anybody do that before?
I know of that strategy, but you can do it. I mean, the impact of it, for scenarios like this, they're still going to be able to review it in the sense of because Facebook's going to survey everyone.
Oh, it says on the community page that they don't survey. When I requested that it wasn't an e-commerce store, they said none of your customers will be surveyed now because this is a community page.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how long if Facebook's gonna, I don't know how long you get away with that. Probably not the best bet, safest bet long term. It might make sense for like a short term, scam company, but I mean like long term, if they like wipe you on your Facebook account and IP and all that and don't let you run ads at all, then you're gonna be in a really tough scenario because now you have to find like a different location to just manage your ads from.
That is a good thought. So you'd play it safe and just make it a regular Facebook page instead?
Yeah, just do some due diligence on the supplier. Like I just dump that relationship and find somebody else.
Yeah, I already have a new supplier, and we're getting ready to rebrand everything and launch in about a couple weeks.
Yeah, so that's much safer bet than, because right. if you run into that other one and that ends up becoming like you get locked on all fronts, then you're blacklisted and it's so hard to get back in. Like it's like the biggest pain for people to have to like totally figure out a way to run ads at that point. Because it's not even a new Facebook profile. Like you can't even open up the app.
Open up, the Facebook app you're saying?
Yeah, like you're totally blacklisted from their servers. So like you have to, it's so complicated to get back in.
Oh, it's literally like my IP address, not just my personal Facebook page?
Exactly. That's when when that happens, then you're really in a tough spot because like it's so hard to get back in.
So my main concern is I've spent about 60 to 70 grand on just this pixel alone. So I don't want to, and it's selling really well when I can actually use it, but they keep either banning me or shutting things down. So I'm like, it's just a scary.
Just do the page thing and just make sure you have a good supplier.
Okay, cool. My other question, I don't know how much time I have, just cut me off whenever needed. I started another store that just sells cell phone cases. Haven't sold a single one yet, except to myself on a test order. Any suggestions on where to start? I'm literally just, we sell iPhones and Samsung, and they're like 45 different colors. I need to get more creative with them, but right now I'm just going after the exact phone, and so only showing it to the ad I'm doing is for iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I'm just running it to that specific phone, and just saying, 45 colors available, blah, blah, blah. I know I need to test more creative as well, but have you seen anybody sell cell phone cases, and any suggestions on if I'm just starting the store?
Yeah, you need to test more phone case variations, and then you're gonna have to play with emojis here because since it's iPhone and stuff, like you can get away with having a lot of emojis on your ads and like, doing the heart eye emojis and like star
Good thought.
emojis and stuff that help there.
So would you just, when it comes to placement, would you just send it to those specific phones so it's exact, or would you still do auto placement, or what do you suggest for that?
So in this case, you don't want people interested in iPhone because you're selling the case to them. And it's a lot more complicated of a process for a friend or family member to buy somebody an iPhone case, because then they're like texting, hey, what size phone do you have, or what iPhone are you on, all these different things. And then the person's like, oh my God, are you going to buy me a new phone? And they're like, oh no, I'm just getting you a case. And they're like, oh well, yeah, it's just, I don't need one. So they're like, the buyer journey there is much more rough. So yeah, you're totally fine to go super direct on it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I did iPhones as the interest, and I literally just did that specific phone, iPhone 11 Pro Max only. So that's
Good.
the only people who are seeing them. Um, okay, so you would
Yeah.
go that direct
And
when
in
it comes
that
to,
Yeah, and in that case, like even in that scenario, you like with the interest, you don't even have to like put iPhone 11 interest at that point.
you
You
would
could
just
just
run
do
it.
other interest. Yeah, because if you have the specifications, the device that they're using is that exact one, then there's nothing to worry about. Like there's no sense in doing an interest as the iPhone 11 because they have it, because you have the behavior there. So the next thing is just to go with more broad interest.
Or no interest at all, and just get creative
Ex
with the creatives.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because
Okay.
they have that behavior, so there's no fishing for that audience.
Have you seen people sell these successfully, cell phone cases?
Yeah, everybody's doing it. Well, not successfully, but I mean, like it's definitely a flooded market, so it's going to come down to the
Good
creative.
answer. Not successfully. Because that's, I mean, I've met people and have friends of friends that are like, I'm selling 4 or 5 grand a day worth of these things, but then they also are posting that it's like, 8 to 10% profit margin, which is kind of crazy. Um,
It's going
so
to come down to a good creative for sure. That's purely what this is.
got it. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I think that's it for today. I really appreciate the help.
You know, Rob,
Oh,
you had one last thing.
yep. Do you suggest creating, I know you had other people on your business manager as a safety precaution. Are there any other ones, like having a second Facebook personal profile or anything like that, or backup
Yeah,
pages
that's
or
fine. You can do that. It's a get if it's under a different email, then that's fine.
so you
But
can use your
don't use
same
the
name,
same
just a
domain
different
name.
email?
Don't use the same domain name.
What do you mean the same domain name? Oh, like if it's a business, like at blah blah
Yeah,
blah.com.
exactly. Don't do a double name.
Okay, but if it's just a Gmail, different one altogether, and I could just still use my full name or an abbreviation of my name or something like that on the personal one?
Yeah.
Okay, what about backup? Like, do you duplicate your business pages ever, or not until something happens, you get banned?
No, I would just try to avoid getting banned.
Got it.
That's probably just a safe bet.
Well, yeah, I hope it doesn't happen again. So
Yeah.
that's
Maybe
it for
test the
today.
products right as you order everything.
What's that?
Every time you like put in a order, like for a large shipment, just have one shipped to you to like double check everything before,
Yeah, all these tractors worked out of the box. They stopped like within 48 hours of using them. So that's the thing, is like they literally were all working perfectly and when I shipped them. So it was just
Yeah,
a
that's really unfortunate.
shitty situation.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I
All right.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Dominic.
Thanks, Chase.